Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Kaur, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a tour of my Notion. But before that, let's open this beautiful bottle of coffee. And this is how my new Notion 2022 setup looks like. Let me give you guys a quick overview and scroll down a bit. These are all my pages with a cute candle GIF in between, and then in the beginning we have just few widgets and to-do list and a lot more. So a lot of you were in love with my old Notion setup, and this is how it used to look like. And if you guys want a template for that, please don't be disappointed. I'm gonna link this one and the new one as well, so you can just use whatever you like. So now let's moving on to the tour. Talking about the Notion cover picture first, because this is the first thing that we have here. I got this picture from Google, and this is a place in Edinburgh, I guess. And also I wanted a dark academia kind of look to my Notion this time, so I went along with this one. And also a lot of viewers might think, who have seen my earlier videos, that why I didn't go along with the GIFs. And the reason for that is because I found that GIFs were a lot distracting because they keep on just moving and moving and moving, and I just wanted something which is much more simpler and less distracting this time. So I chose a stable, simple picture. And then talking about the page icon, so I just took a long amount of time to find the right one because I wanted something which blends in nicely with the cover picture. So I found one finally after a search of 1 or 2 hours on Pixart. Coming on to the title of our page, which is called Daily Foraging, I first came across this word called foraging when I first started on Notion, and I stick with it because I feel like it's an interesting choice of word, and foraging means a daily hunt or search for something, so I think it just suits my life on Notion. Then we have this little mood quote which goes on as, I'm a close acquaintance of Sherlock Holmes living in a small dome of Scotland which is by the river. Now I came up with this on my own because I'm a writer. I had to put my creativity somewhere on this Notion page, so I did it. So feel free to use it if you guys like it. And then we have this little stripe, and on that stripe we have a quote by Virgil. It goes on as, if I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell. I personally love this code because I think that it makes you see beyond the ordinary abilities that you think you might have, but you have more than that, and you are willing to just do anything for the sake of what you want to do. And now moving on to our widgets. The first widget that we have here is a retro clock widget, and it is from a website called widgetbox.com, and I will link it in the description box below for you guys. And under that we have a code, and I promise you that this is the last one on our Notion homepage. It goes on as, whatever you lose you will find it again, but what you throw away you will never get back. And I think this code makes us see that we have to appreciate the things that we have in our life right now and never take them for granted. It's a code by an anime character who is called Kenshin Himura. And then we have our to-do list. This to-do list is for the things that I have on the top of my mind, for example paying electricity bill and clearing credit card dues, things which are very important. And then we have this GIF which is from giphy.com. It goes so well with this whole dark academia setup. It says, find me in the library, and I love libraries. And then we have this calendar which is again from widgetbox.com. I set the background of the calendar white so that it looks like that it has blended in with the background and it's actually transparent. So yeah, I totally love it. And then we have this daily planner under the current section, and I will discuss about it at the end of the video. And now moving on to our pages. The first category of pages that we have here is called work category, and underneath the first page that we have here is called YouTube video ideas. Talking about the cover picture first, I created it from scratch on Canva. I picked this nice quote from Google and this bear picture from Pinterest, and then I chose a nice color theme which I wanted for my Notion, and I put it all together and ended up with this nice cover. And the quote on this cover says, give yourself permission to create without inhibition, and it goes so well with the theme of the page, which is YouTube video ideas. This icon of the page is from giphy.com, and I will link the site in the description box below. And then we have this aesthetic font for the page title, and there's this website that I used to change the font, and I will link it in the description box below as well. Now this Notion page has a to-do list way of putting ideas in here. So whenever I get an idea, I quickly create a new to-do and write my idea down. And whenever it's done, I just check it off, indicating that this idea has been already put into action. And as you can see from the top right corner, that this Notion page is in my favorite list, which makes it quite easier to have access to it, because I have this Notion widget on my phone and it has all the Notion favorite pages, and I just have to tap once on that widget and I will get access to this page. So adding ideas in here is very quickly. As soon as I get an idea, I just quickly create a to-do list in here. Moving on to our next page, which is called Content Planner. Now this page is fairly new and I have just started using it. The cover of this page is once again created from scratch on Canva. The code says it takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. It goes again well with the theme of the page, which is content planning. And then this page icon is from giphy.com again. And then we have the page title, which is Content Planner. Moving on to our sidebar, first it has links, and underneath it we have the link to our YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Pinterest account. So for example, if I click on YouTube, it will take me straight to my YouTube channel, and if I click on Instagram, it will give me a direct access to my Instagram account. So this is what it does. And then moving on to the collab section, underneath we have to write the collabs that we have done till now. And I have not registered any of the collabs that I have done till now in here, so I'm gonna just do that in front of you guys. And then the next section that we have is called other ideas. So for example, if I'm supposed to make 3 videos in a week and I don't know what is my next idea is going to be about, so I will just mention the next video idea in here. And then we have this content planner calendar. Let me just click on one of those and show you how does it look like. The first thing that we have here is of course the project title, and I titled it as 2022 Notion Tour. And then we have the status of the project, like is it in the filming, is it being researched, is it being already scheduled and it's just ready to upload. So whatever it is, mine is in the filming, so I clicked filming. And then we have date added and the live date, and then we have the platform, like where do we want to upload it, on YouTube or on Instagram. And then we have to choose if the video has any sponsors, and then we have the category of the video, like is it vlog, is it productivity video, is it lifestyle video, so whatever that is. And then we have the title ideas, like what do you feel like you're going to title your video as. Then you have thumbnail ideas, like how do you want to click your thumbnail. And then we have script, like if I was recording this video, then I will just add script here, like whatever I had to say. And then we have the b-roll list, like what do you need to record for the video, so it goes in there. I have to screen record, so I just chose that. And then we have the editing checklist, like what are the things that you need to do for the editing. If I've already created thumbnail, so click on that. If I already just color adjusted everything, so check that off. And then you have publishing checklist, and this is like the most important checklist for me. Whenever I upload a video on YouTube, I just make sure that I have just checked off everything in here, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed and forget the things that you were supposed to do while uploading the video. But this checklist makes sure that I have just done everything, shared the links everywhere, and everything that was supposed to be done regarding the video is already done. So this project tracker or the content planner is something which is like really important for me, and really helps a lot for creating content and being more organized. And then we have this project tracker here, so whenever I create a project, it just goes in here. It's just a simple table format of all the projects that I have created. And then we have the music, and I am yet to be consistent for this table. Like whenever I use a music in my video, I will just add it in here. And I also want to add a new column here, which will tell me that how many times have I used that music in my videos. So it will just show me that okay, I have used that music a lot of times and I need to stop doing that. And the next page that we have here is called Fictional Concoction, and it is like a map of my brand as an identity, like what I want my YouTube channel to look like, or what I want it to be about, and how I want my brand identity to look like on internet. And the cover page is from the dark academia aesthetic as well, and it has books of mythology, and then it has coffee, and this is how the whole page looks like. And on the right hand bar we have index, and it has a YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest page. And I haven't not really filled those pages yet. They are completely empty as this page is all new, but I'm going to fill them up very soon and maybe show you guys in my next Notion tour. And then we have the coming phase, and it's all about how I want my brand to look like on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest in future. So it also talks about the upcoming podcast that I'm looking forward to create very soon. And then we have the brand identity, which is all about what are the key impressions that I want to leave behind when people watch my content. So it's like grounded energy, books and coffee, stationery, and alpha brain waves. And then I have explained them further. Feel free to read that if that's what you want. And now moving back to the top of our page, we have the poetry and writing section. So as some of you know, I have written one book which is called The Stardust in My Soul Bones. It's a collection of 100 poems, and I've created a page for that. So whatever my next phase is going to be about that book, for example, asking people to give their honest reviews on Amazon or making reels about it on Instagram. So whatever are my next steps, they are in here. And then we have the Amazon and Goodreads link for my book. So whenever I click on that, it will just directly take me to the book that I have listed on Amazon and the Goodreads page. And now moving back to our fictional concoction page. Here I have the things to do next, like, making reels about my book, post my poetry on Instagram, create reels with my writings. And then I have the things which inspire me to write more, like nature, cosmos, sci-fi documentaries, reading other poets. So it's like I have to be more in touch with these things if I want to write more organically and from my heart. And then I have the French class page. This is a language learning page, and I was in a desperate need of something like this because I am learning French currently and I don't know what I would be doing without this, because this has made language learning so much easier for me. I am more in touch with the things that I have learned already. Like, I don't forget them. It's just like I open this template and I have all the things that I have learned in front of my eyes. And when I was in need of something like this, Moshi Studios came for rescue, and they showed me that they have this amazing collection of Notion templates on their Etsy page. I just have to digitally download them, and then I'll be able to duplicate it and have a Notion page for myself. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to just create a template by scratch. It's all in here. Just download it and start using it. I will link their Etsy shop in the description box below, so feel free guys to check it out. Now let's talk about how do I use this page to learn my French language course. And there we have the profile tab, and when we click on it, you will see that there are a few things that we need to write down there. For example, you will need to write down your oath, like what is your oath regarding this language, and who are you, and what is the language that you need to learn, and why are you so interested in this language, and what are the goals that you want to reach regarding the language that you want to learn. So you need to fill them up. Mine is still empty because first, the page is still new, and second, I think that would require a deep thinking and the right choice of words. So I'm just waiting on the right time to fill them up. And then we have the vocabulary, and whatever word that we learn regarding the language that we are learning, we can put it up there. We can just put the word and add the type. Is it adjective, noun, verb, whatever it is, and then the meaning and how to pronounce it, and then the property. And you can write just whatever you want in the property section, and if you want to rename it, you can even do that. And I have learned around 100 words in my French language, and I'm so excited to learn more and go to France someday, Paris exactly, and just speak this language with someone, because there is no one literally around me who can speak this language. And then we have the resources, like what are the resources that you use for learning this language. I am so much heavily dependent on these two apps. One is Memorize and the other one is Duolingo. And Duolingo I think is the best one, and Memorize is like the second best, but still I think that they are good in their own places. Memorize has different kind of teaching techniques, where Duolingo has totally different kind of teaching techniques than Memorize. Now let's move on to the lesson section, and I'm just going to open one lesson and show you that what is the format of the lesson. So there is this like today's focus is it grammar, pronunciation, verbs and verbs, then we have the type, and then we have the status, like, is it ongoing, you haven't started it yet, it's in revision. And when we are done with the chapter, we just check it in, like, the whole chapter is completed, and then we have the whole notes there. So it's like quite accessible, and you don't have to find your notes in the notebook, and whenever you want the access to it, you just have to open this page and you will have the access to all the things that you have learned, which I think makes things easier to remember. And then we have the monthly tracker, and it has months from January to December, like January, Feb, March, April and so on. Let me just open one month and show you what does it look like. And here we have that how well did you do this month. So in January, if I did so good, I'll be like, okay, it's 5 stars. If it's not so good, I'm like 1 star. So it's on the scale of like 1 star to 5 star. And then we can also track the days we attended the classes and the days we didn't, and we can also write the top 5 words that we learned this month, like what were your favorites. So it's like, tracking your progress. It's all about that. I haven't started using this monthly tracker yet because I am tracking it on my real notebook, like I have a real planner for that. But I think I'm gonna start this too, because this is like quite accessible. I just have to have my phone and I will just be able to track everything. And now moving on to the next section of our Notion page, which is life. The first page that we have here is called goals, and let's see. So this page is like a complete layout of all the things that I want to achieve in 2022. I create this page in the beginning of every year, and then it needs updation in between, of course, and I do that as well. The goals are divided into 4 sections: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. This cover picture is created from scratch on Canva. The code is from Google, the picture is from Pinterest, and then I put it all together. And then we have this cute reminder in the beginning of this page, which is called "You Can Do It." And I think it's kind of sweet, like whenever you open this page, there's this thing there that, okay, it's possible, your goals are achievable. So let me just show you that how are the goals created. So you just click on new, and then you will name your goal, like whatever it is, and then the status of your goal. Is it in to-do section, or is it in done or doing section, like whatever is going on with your goal. And then you have the tags, like which section of your life does it belong to: health, work, fun, life skills, travel. And then you have the due date: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 or quarter 4. And this will decide that where your goal is going to be under, like under quarter 1, under quarter 2, or under quarter 3, or under quarter 4. And as you can see from the top right corner, this page is in my favorites list, and this makes the access to it very easy. And I think this page is like one of my favorites because having your goals written in one place, it makes sure that you don't lose sight of the things you want to achieve in life. And then the next page that we have is called Things I Want in January. The name of this page changes every month. For example, if it's February, I will change it to Things I Want in February. And whenever I want to achieve something which is like slight bigger, I will click on add what you want, and then I will create a to-do list for that. So for example, if I want to complete 5,000 subscribers this month, I will add that, and I will just make sure that I keep seeing that, because then I don't forget that what are the things I need to do to achieve that particular thing. And I need to believe in myself. So I have this like quote here: if I put my mind to it, I achieve it. And then I have this cute picture from Pinterest. Again, the cover is created from scratch, and this page icon is actually from the emojis itself, nothing too fancy. And now going back to our daily foraging page. The next page that we have in the life section is called Things About Me. Okay, like some people would think that this is like a self-obsession thing going on some other level, because I believe that it's quite easy to remember important details about the people in your life, like what do they like, what do they don't like, but it's quite difficult to remember the details about yourself, like what are the things that shape your character, and what are the things that you like and that you dislike. So whenever I discover something about myself, for example, if I want my coffee to be bitter always, a slight bitter taste in it, I will just add that, like this is how I am. And if it's one of my beliefs that there is an extraterrestrial life out there, I will just put it here. So this is what this page is all about. You take some time to write down the things about yourself that you have just discovered, and then you have the whole log where you can just read and relax sometime and just see that what kind of person are you? And then the next page that we have is called meal tracker. I have got this cover from Google, and this is like dark aesthetic food kind of thing. And then we have this cute page icon. I love croissant, and there was no other way I was going to choose something else for this page icon. And then we have the page title, which is meal tracker, and then we have this table here, and it has different columns: date, first meal, second meal, snacks, third meal, IF, which stands for intermittent fasting, and then we have the intermittent fasting hours. And on the date section, we have the date. On the first meal, we'll just write what are the things that we had in our first meal and what are the things that we had on our second meal, and just goes on like that. I haven't really started intermittent fasting yet, but if I do, then I will just put all the information under that bar. And then we have the scribbles. Now, since I'm a writer, there are times when I just get an instant, I would say inspiration, and then I have these words in my mind. I have to write them down somewhere. It can come in the middle of the movie, it can come in the middle of song, or even in the subway. So it's like, I need to have a quick access to a page every time. So this page is like in my favorites list, and whenever I feel like that I need to write something down for my whole poetry and writing thing, then I just add it in here. I have kept the page simple. I didn't want any kind of distraction, so that is why that page looks so plain. And then we have the habits page. So this is the page I came up with myself, and this page is divided into two sections. One is the current habit, and the other one is replace it with. But first, let's talk about the page cover and the page icon. The page cover, it's from Notion itself. I didn't get it from anywhere else. And then the page icon, it's from giphy.com. And then we have the page title, and then a cute reminder which says you are your habits, which I got from the book Atomic Habits. It just shows that we are a product of our habits, and habits are like a product of our environment. And then we have two columns I was talking about. The current habit is like the habit that is not really serving me much, and then I replace it with habit has a habits that I can replace it with. For example, if I keep thinking about the old stuff while taking a walk, like things people have said to me or the past memories, I can rather listen to a podcast and add something great to my mind. And if I have this habit of just scrolling through TikTok or shorts or something like that, then I can rather watch an anime movie or a good YouTube video. If I have time on my hands, why don't I watch something which is like really content and makes me feel happier? So this is what this page is all about. Replacing your habits with good ones. And then we have the list category on our Notion page. This is called the movies and documentary list. The page I created from scratch on Canva, and this page icon it's from giphy.com. On the right hand side, we have a cute gif from the movie Spirited Away, and on the left hand side, we have the dialogue from the movie which says, once you have met someone, you never really forget them. It just takes a while for your memories to return. This is a quote which is very close to my heart, and since I have watched this movie, I never really forgot this dialogue. And then we have the list of the movies that I want to watch, and we have different lists here: anime, want to watch, and underneath that we also have a list for documentaries. So whenever I want to add a movie in here, I click on add a movie and I copy a link from IMDb, and this is how the movie will show up here with a picture and with just a little bit of description and the year it was from. So it's just like really nice catalog of the movies and the documentaries that I want to watch, and this is how we paste the link here. And yeah, this is how it looks like. And now going back to our daily foraging page, we also have a list for series that I want to watch, although there are not like a lot of series right now in this list. So we have the cover which says Peaky Blinders, TVD, Suits, Game of Thrones. I created this cover from scratch on Canva, and then we have this cute, I would say, director's board icon, and this is from the emoji tray itself. And then we have the dialogue from the series called The Umbrella Academy, and the dialogue says, solitude can do funny things to the mind. And number 5 is like my favorite character from The Umbrella Academy, and that's why I had to put him here. And then we have series to watch: Emily in Paris, and we have Bulgazel, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and then we have Stay Close. So this is how, the same way, we are going to paste the link from IMDb, put it here, and this is how it will appear. And now going back to our daily foraging page, The next page that we have is called Cafes I Want to Visit. So this is like one of the oldest page on my Notion, and I could never get rid of it because this is like my favorite. I created this cover again from scratch on Canva, got the picture from Pinterest, the code, I made it up myself. And then we have this boba tea icon right here. This is from the emoji tray itself. And then we have the Cafes I Want to Visit, which is a page title. And then we have a cute stripe here. And then we have the table, which has different columns. The district the cafe belongs to, and then the cafe name, the category it belongs to, like do they have snacks, they have Wi-Fi signal, they have a nice view, and do they have an outlet in the third column, and if they have Wi-Fi, the time period they stay open for, and the description, like why do I want to go to that cafe. So then we have the cozy library. Cafes and books are like my favorite. So we have this, a cute sound note here, and I am not gonna play it because I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright thing. And then we have the coffee picture here, a cute one, and on the page icon we have this book icon, which is like a very simple one. And then on the right hand side we have a counter where I can keep track of the books that I have read so far. And this is true, I have read like 10 books so far in January, so I'm really proud of that. Like I am keeping in touch with my reading goals, not the writing goals yet. I am working on that. And then we have the librarian's desk, like how many books do I have on my bookshelf, the collections, the favorites. These pages are still empty, I need to make them, and I'm not even sure if I will, because this is like going so deep into the details of the collection that I have. I don't know if I have that kind of time to just put everything right here. I just want to keep track of my reading goals. It just came in with the template. And then we have in the bookshelf, we have the author column, we have the book title, the type of book that I read, like was it audiobook, the Kindle book, or Headway ebook. Headway is an app that I use for reading, or was it like a graphic novel. And then we have the score for the book, and we have the scorecard on the top right corner, and you can see it. And then we have the genre, like what genre did it belong to. And then we have the source, like where did I read that book, like is it from Google, it's an app. And then we have the Headway, and when the book is read I will just check it off. And yeah, this is what this page is all about, just keeping track of the reading goals. And it has helped me actually to keep track of the reading goals. And then we have the headspace section, and this is like a simple notebook, and whatever things that I just want to write down quickly, I just make a page here and then put everything there. For example, I have personal project ideas which are like for my house. I want to redecorate my room and get plants to put some life in my room, because right now it's like very bland. And then like if I want to travel somewhere, it's like my personal project ideas that I want to work on. And then we have social media tips from Christy. This is something that I got along with the template, but these tips are like really good, so I'm gonna stick to that page. And then we have shopping websites I like. So it's very easy to put things in your wish list on Amazon, but sometimes there are like websites you want to just save somewhere, so that whenever you want to shop for that particular thing, you can just go onto that website, but it's very easy to forget. So what I do is whenever I find a website which is like really great, I just add it right here and create a bookmark of it. And then we have the podcast name ideas. Since I'm working on my podcast, I am putting my name ideas here, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to name it yet. And whenever you want to make a new entry in here, you just click on new, and a new notebook will be created, and then you can put any information in there. And now going back to our Notion homepage, the next page that we have is called Manifestation Journal. So I haven't started using this page, but I want to. And this cover page is like, the cover picture is like it's showing matcha tea, giving all the relaxation vibes, relaxing, get a cup of coffee or tea and just breathe and just journal about the things that you want. And then we have the page icon as sparkly little things reminding me of magic. And then this picture is from the Spirited Away as well. It was a moment which describes how if you want something, it just comes in front of you somehow. So that's why this picture is here. Then we have the quote, what you think you become, what you feel you attract, and what you imagine you create. And then we have this notebook. So when we click on that, a page will appear, and then we can just write and put everything in here. We can decide that what category this manifestation journaling belongs to: love life, lifestyle, traveling, career, whatever it is. So I haven't really started using this page because I actually did a lot of digital journaling in 2021, but I would just say that it ended up not making me feel satisfied that I am writing something down, because writing something down on paper is like an entirely different thing, and I enjoy the process of that, getting a pen, writing down on paper. So that's why I got rid of all the journaling pages on my Notion, and now just this last one is left, and maybe I will just start using it. And then we have the miscellaneous section of the page. Here we have all the templates that I got rid of because I want to save them somewhere. For example, if I like something, I get bored of it sometime, and then I'm like, I just save it here because I might want it again sometime in future. And the template you just saw, it was like my old reading template where I used to just track my reading goals. So that is what this page is all about. And then we have emote icons. So this is like there are like various websites on Google where we can copy paste the emote icons from, but I don't want to just Google every time. So I pasted all my favorite Korean aesthetic emote icons right here, and whenever I want to send them, I copy it from here and then paste it on my text or wherever I want to, and then I'm done. I don't need to go through the hassle of searching it every time. Now we have two kind of emote icons on this page. One are the Korean aesthetic ones, and the other ones are made from emojis. Like a lot of aesthetic emojis are put together and made into an aesthetic set that we can copy paste from here, and this is what they look like. So I use them sometimes in my text or maybe sometimes my Pinterest videos title. And then going back to our daily foraging page, the next page that we have here is called my links. Okay, so this is like a very important page, and let's talk about the cover picture first. Now it says look for all the saved links here. I created from scratch on Canva, and then we have the page icon which is a cherry, and then we have the page title. And now let me just show you that how this page actually works. So for example, I'm gonna just click on one entry. So this is the title, and this is the URL of where I got this info from, and then we have all the details of the page right here. Now let me just show you how did this page enter this database. So we open any page on Google Chrome, and any page we want to extract the information from, and then we click on this icon on the extension tray. It's called Notion Web Clipper. I downloaded this extension from Chrome extension library, and then you click on that, you will get an option to save the page and also to which page do you want to save this link on. So I have saved this page on my links page, so I'm just going to save it, and then we will get the option we want to open the Notion in the desktop app or we want to open the Notion in Google Chrome. So I want to open the Notion in desktop app, and then Notion will open, and then you will see that the article is right there. So when we click on it, you will see that the page title is the title of the article we had on Google, and then we have the URL right here just in case we want to reference back to what page did we use to get this information. And then we have all this information without any kind of ads along with the pictures, and if we want to delete something because it's not useful, we can also do that. So I think this makes studying something really easier. You just extract something from Google without paying anything, without the suffering of watching ads all the time on the left and right, and you just have it on your Notion. You can access it from your phone, from your iPad, or whatever you want. And then we can also add tags in here, like what is this article about. So this is like one of many useful pages on my Notion. And then we have the honey jar list. People call it the bucket list, but I wanted to say something different to it, so I called it the honey jar list. I got this cover picture from Google, and it went so along with the theme of my whole page. It was like taking honey out of the jar, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this one, and it looked so aesthetic. And the page icon is from the icon tray itself, nothing too fancy. It's a jar of honey, and then we have the page title, honey jar list, and then we have the things that I want to have in like my bucket list. I want to do them. It's like traveling and getting a tattoo or stuff like that. So whatever you want to put in here, you can just put. And then we have the finances section of my Notion homepage, and the first thing that we have here is subscriptions. So this page I made myself from scratch on Canva, and I have written here to renew your subscriptions. And then we have the picture from Pinterest, and then we have this table. So it's like under the name we have the name of the subscription, under the price we have the price of the subscription, and under the notes I have written that when does the subscription renews, and then we have the category of the subscription, like like, is it entertainment, is it work, or is it like self-care? So all the stuff like that. And then we also have the option to change the currency of the price category, and it's like quite doable. If you want to do that, you can do that as well. So it's not like you are stuck on rupees if you're in some other country. And then we have the budget planning. So this is a page that I had on my Notion for like a very long time, but it's just recently that I started using it, and it has two sections, expenses and income. So now talking about the cover page and the page icon first before we get into the table. We don't have a cover page in this one because I wanted to keep it entirely simple, and this page icon, it's from Giphy. And now moving on to the table. So this table has like different columns: expenses, amount, category, date, bought from, and comment. So expense here talks about the kind of expense I made. For example, I bought a study lamp, so it will just go in here as text. And then we have the amount that I spent on that, the category of the expense it is, the date I made that expense on, and where did I get this thing from. Like, did I get from online store, or which online store? If I bought it from shop, then which shop? And then we have the comment. Like in the comment section, I put that through which medium did I pay. Did I pay through my credit card, my wallet, or like whatever I paid in? If it's cash, then yeah, it's cash. So as I promised you guys that I will talk about the page called Daily Planner at the end of my video, and we are almost at the end of it. So let's just talk about this. And this cover I created on Canva from scratch. It says, just follow your heart and keep smiling, which says that whenever you plan something, you know, when you plan for your day, just follow your heart through it and keep smiling through the plans that you're making. And then we have the page icon, which is from Giphy. And then we have the calendar, and on those particular dates, we have the template for the planning. So let's open that, and let's open it as a whole page, and let me give you a complete view. The icon is from giphy.com as well for the planning template, and then the planning template title is January 1, 2022, which is same as the date. And then we have the daily routine, task for today, task for the week. In the daily routine, I have just filled up all the things that I need to do on the daily basis. And then we have the task for particular day. For example, it is for January 1, so it is the task that I need to do the January 1. And then we have the task for the week, the task that I am supposed to do all throughout the week. And then we have the meals, like the breakfast, lunch, supper, and snacks. And whatever we have in this, you know, in this category of foods, I just click on that. And then we have the balanced diet. So when I am not clicking on something for a long time, it's like, okay, I'm missing this component from my daily diet. And then we have add anything that you want to shop here for this week. And then we have, if you want to call someone, I'm just gonna put it there. And then we have things that raise my vibration. This is something that I added myself later on. So it's like things that make me happy and, you know, make me just feel better and more in connection with myself. So I just make sure that I'm clicking at least 3 or 4 of them on daily basis. And if I'm not clicking anything, then it means that I'm falling off the wagon and not just living how am I supposed to live. So yeah, this is what this page is all about. To have this template for each day, you just right click on it and duplicate the template, and then you drag it to the next day and then make the changes that you want to make, and then you are done. Also, this template comes with its own template for the daily planning thing, and if you want to use that, you can use that as well, but I particularly don't like it. It's just mine one is the enhanced version of it. So yeah, that is what this page is about. I don't really use the daily planner now in 2022 because I have got a physical planner for myself and I love it. But I had it on my Notion page just to show you guys that how does it work. I used to love it when I used to use it, but for now I am loving the process of using a physical journal. So guys, that was it for today's video. The link for both the templates, the new one and the old one that I used to have, will be in the description box below. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to know anything about this template, or if you want any more videos on Notion. I will just work on them, and I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, bye.